It is Beans and Rice. Welcome back, everyone. We had a week off. We were on our buddy Dre's podcast. Go check him out. Dre Rocka, DRERAWKA. You can find him on Spotify. I think he's on Apple, as well as YouTube.
YouTube, yeah.
But it's Jos, the Butter Pecan Puerto Rican.
And it's those beefy 6060.
It's May 25th, Tuesday, 2021. We've been having a cold couple past days here in Utah, huh?
Oh yeah, dude, I've been getting the sniffles. I mean, as you can see today, it's been a little bit slow getting just everything up and rolling because the guy that we hired, he passes his review, right? So we got this guy that we hired for. So if there's any technical difficulties in this podcast,
We blame him.
Javi. Okay, so we hired this guy, and he gets his review, right? We renew his benefits, where we tell him, oh, we're gonna give you paid time off, sick time, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and PTO.
Dude, the guy has a high ankle sprain, sees that LeBron takes 8 weeks off. He thinks he gets to have the same now, too.
Yeah, so he's been gone for how many weeks now? Is this 2 or 3 weeks?
This is the third week? No, 2.
2 weeks, huh?
2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, so he got the sniffles, you know?
Yeah.
That's what he said.
And he's still getting paid.
I sprained my bronchitis flared up.
Or lupus. Or whatever other disease he wants to use for
Well,
lazy.
hopefully not
okay?
lupus, dude.
I'm kidding. No.
Yeah, he's gonna get that lupus fiasco. Dude. That's gonna be a freaking poor guy, dude.
That Remus Lupus, the werewolf from Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban. Good book. But no, he's quarantining. Shout out to his family. Hopefully they recover. But one of their kids had COVID, I think. I don't know. I don't want to get in details. HIPAA's gonna come find me.
Yeah, HIPAA's gonna come find him. But yeah, you know, there's hopefully you're getting better, Javi. And I hate doing your job, dude. I'll tell you that, man. You know?
Dude, HIPAA is the female identifying version of hippo. Because a hippo is a hippo. Like, it's male or female. But I think HIPAA's the renegade one. The one that's like, I
HIPAA?
identify as female, so I go by HIPAA. And for those that don't know, in Spanish, O is a common
For boys.
for boys to end like a word to end in masculine, and for
A is
girls,
for
A is
feminine.
female. So,
But that's a good point, dude, because HIPAA, you know?
yeah.
Una hipa. How many animals? Well, I guess there's kind of because there's a crocodile would be a cocodrilo, but I don't think there's cocodrila, is there?
No, there isn't. It just is all masculine.
Now, okay, there's some female ones out there too. Some like a
Perra, perro. That's
yeah, but what about ardilla? You don't say ardillo, so
That's
a
true.
squirrel is only feminine in Spanish.
Yeah, it's only feminine.
You know what I
The
mean?
fact that they can reproduce is insane.
Well, I mean, they're always grabbing nuts and stuff, so.
There's plenty of semen to spread.
Oh yeah, they're freaking pollinating other people, you
Dude,
know.
and it's weird because they store so much seeds in their mouth. You know, like they got that nut in their mouth. So I mean, I guess they could put it other places.
But they never swallow.
That's what they say. That's the rumor. That's the rumor. Because they have all these, and all of a sudden you chop down the tree. What have you found a couple acorns in a tree if you chop them down? Never. Have you ever found
dude.
like just random? No, they eat them. They swallow nut.
Maybe they swallow, dude, whole, or you think they like nibble it a bit?
Dude, I think it's like what's that saying? If you have to eat an elephant, you eat one bite at a time. It's the same.
One
with
nut
squirrels.
at a time. At a
Yeah.
time.
Well, just
How many nuts before they die? You think?
I don't know. They probably get their stomach pumped a couple times a year. I don't know. They have to clean out.
I mean, but dude, they got a
What's their life expectancy? 4 years?
well, dude. After, dude, mine would be 4 years if I took that many nuts, dude.
I think mine would be 4 months.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even I'd barely pass the first trimester and I'd be done.
Taking that many nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, no wonder they have to hibernate, dude.
Or I would just like quit early and be like a baby, like a breech birth. Feet first, I have to dive right in.
Oh yeah, dude. God, dude, that's the animal kingdom, dude, huh?
It's ferocious.
Oh yeah, dude.
Even for the animals that you think are the cutest, they're absolutely ferocious.
oh yeah, we're here with AC, you know.
Yeah, raccoons. They got built-in masks to hide their identities. Possums fucking have like 2-inch fangs. Have you
Oh
seen a
yeah,
possum?
and they don't
in
even
person?
do anything with the fangs. You
No,
know?
they don't. They just play dead. And by play dead, they have a chemical reaction that actually makes them stiffen up, rigor mortis of some sort.
Oh really? It's a chemical
It's a
reaction.
chemical reaction, yeah. I think that's a recent development they just found.
Well, that's what my doctor said, and I have seizures, you know?
Dude, but yours
I
is
said I was
like
playing possum. Is what I told him.
yeah, but your body can't decide because you seize and then you move and then you seize again. Like you make up your fucking mind.
It's like I was an actor for a possum in a play. You know, we were doing a kid play, and the teacher wanted me to be a possum. So I try to commit. You know, I try to commit to the role. Possum up, dude. Now I can't snap out of it. You know, I possum up, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, he texts me. Jose texted me the other day and goes, "Bro, what are you doing?" I was like, you know, it's pounds for hounds. I'm going to the gym, getting on the elliptical. He's like, I do that every day if I don't take my medication.
Oh yeah, dude.
I go, dude, epilepsy for the win.
Oh
but
yeah.
you burn so many calories doing that.
Oh yeah. One time you know, with one of my ex-girlfriends, dude, I caught a seizure. She just sat on me. You know, she's like,
Took
I never had a
advantage of you.
vibrator that nice.
Was there consent?
Huh?
Was there consent?
Probably not, dude.
Too, man.
I'm
You're
not-
foaming at the mouth,
Oh yeah.
looking
dude.
like you got rabies.
Oh, she's like, oh, it's free lube, you know? This is that lube and play, dude. It's like,
yeah.
yeah, so yeah, I've been, I didn't even know I was taking advantage while I was having seizures, but hopefully, I don't
Yeah,
have
she
any
was hiding
seizures,
those
you know?
medications. She was replacing your medication with just like baby aspirin.
Oh. Dude, what is it, the placebo? Trying to placebo affect me into a seizure?
Absolutely, yeah.
Dude, do you believe in the placebo effect or what?
I do. I really
You
do.
know?
Yeah, I do.
Sometimes it could be like, oh,
Dude, that's the power of the human brain, right?
but that's like something your parents are like the original placebo people. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Freaking lie to you about everything. Oh, take your broccoli and you're going to be strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or they like would do these weird medication. We talked about it, holistic medications.
Oh,
I think it was one of like the first episodes we did, maybe like within the first 6. And they would just do something that has no scientific evidence or proof, but it just worked.
Oh yes, snort this root. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let me pour some oil into your ear, and all of a sudden your foot pain is gone.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, they drugged you up, dude. You know what I mean?
You
They
have you
put
sprained-
heroin in your ear, dude. Like, yeah, I can't feel a thing.
Dude, I tore my meniscus once, and I remember my mom just slathering my face with Vicks. Woke up the next morning, I could dunk a 10-foot hoop.
Yeah, dude, all of that went into your brain, dude. All the freaking Vicks. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're
it just boosts my immune system, my antibodies, and whatever generates your ligaments.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
fixed
dude.
it all overnight.
Meanwhile, fucking LeBron spending $1 million on his body like an idiot. You know what I mean?
And people watch like
Vic
Look-
him up, dude.
they watched the Black Panther and they were like, "Oh, Wakanda." They were able to hear the guy's like broken back. It's like, yeah, just go to Walmart, Walgreens, whatever you want to go to. Little tub of Vicks, slather that up, broken back no more.
Yeah, you're good to go, dude. I actually had a spider bite. Did I tell you about my spider bite?
Nuh-uh.
So I had a little spider bite, if you can see right there.
Okay.
And I try to get holistic, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh, I'm gonna holistic heal myself holistically. And I saw you can put an onion on your arm, you know what I mean? So I cut it in half, and then it kind of comes out like a little onion bracelet, you know? 'Cause you take out one of the layers.
Yeah.
So I put 2 layers on here, right? Then I wrap it up with the bandage, go to bed. Dude, when I woke up, that onion stunk so bad, dude. Like, when I put it on, you know, it's like you got a little bit of onion, but dude, when I woke up, it's like, I don't know, with the onion, you know, just like exfoliated all of its juice
Dude, I
on
know
me
it
or
does.
nutted all over me. But dude, it was horrible, dude. I freaking woke up, I was like, oh Lord, dude,
But
my
it
freaking
worked?
blanket smelling. Well, not really, dude. I still have the spider bite right there, dude.
For the name of science, man.
You know, we got to try out the Lord's medicine, dude. Too many people hooked on what they got, Pepto-Bismol. They got what is another one they got? They got Recall Ice,
Ritalin.
and Rattling, dude.
Dude, Ritalin and Rattling. I think that's what you do when you play fucking dominoes. Just riddle and rattle the bones around.
Awesome.
You know, that's where the song Jesus Walks came from, Kanye West. Jesus was able to walk after 3 days because they slathered him with Vicks.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean,
That's what allowed him to rise.
How, you know what, Jesus, dude? He's just like if Jesus was alive now, you don't think he
He is alive, just not on this earth.
But you don't think, like, if he could fly and everything and he just like chooses to walk, you know what I mean? Like the
Because
coolest.
he's humble.
I know, but how
He can't
humble.
sin. He
Dude.
can't just be flying around showing off.
He'd
to
be
people.
like one of those like Instagram people, you know, like the ones that are like, oh, I'm only doing good deeds and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Never. That man can't brag.
You know?
He can't brag.
Like the coolest thing he ever did was walk on water, and that was because he had to save someone.
Yeah, he only has to do it if it's saving someone's life.
So maybe, dude, now that we're thinking about it, what if Superman was just written off Jesus?
He's pretty showboaty, if you ask me.
You know, but I mean, I'm just saying they got like the basics of Superman, you know?
Of course.
From Jesus, you know what I mean? Oh, he can fly. He's immortal. Isn't he immortal?
He's invincible.
Yeah. You know? What else is... He wears a cape.
He can do no, like, evil. He doesn't do evil at all.
He doesn't have a girlfriend.
No. He's celibate.
Yeah, Superman, yeah. Oh, because he's not... I can't be Superman if I nut, you know? Because what they say? Oh, I got to train like Superman. I got to keep my semen.
Too.
You gotta no fap. Is that what they say? No fapping, dude.
He's got like the Navy battalion inside his balls.
Oh, dude, if
all the semen are just crammed in there.
Oh yeah, dude. That's like, dude, if a freaking squirrel tried to get one of those, you know what I mean? One of those nuts.
Dude, they'd be feasting forever.
You know, it'd have to be a grizzly bear, dude. Maybe, you know what I mean?
Or it'd be just like when Jesus divided that fish and all the bread for everybody. That would be the squirrel's equivalent. Is Superman's nutsack.
Do you think back then, though, people were just so dumb they didn't have a knife to divide the fish? What if Jesus just like filleted it into layers?
Yeah, just gave him sashimi.
You know, it's like, hey, this is your.
And then the Japanese want to lay claim.
Like, oh.
Sashimi actually comes from the Middle East.
Yeah,
Jesus
from Jesus.
You're welcome, guys.
Japanese
appropriation
restaurants. Yeah,
dude, that's even more than cultural appropriation. It's religious appropriation.
Yeah, no wonder Israel's freaking out right now, dude.
They want that trademark sashimi.
Yeah, they want to trademark everything. You know, everything that was stolen, dude. But
dude, that Chinese bootleg.
Yeah, so everything got bootleg from Jesus, dude. What else? But yeah, dude, it's been a little bit weird that we didn't have the podcast.
Yeah.
Last week, it was nice, you know. Hanging out with Dre, shout out, was you know, really fun. And why did we not do? Oh, Javi, huh? God damn, yeah, Javi.
Well, I thought we already talked about this.
Oh, dude, you know what? Let's move on. You know what, Javi? Right now, I'm kind of mad at you. He said he was gonna send the video. Maybe we'll add it on right now. He said he was going to call in sick. That's what he said he was gonna do. And actually,
so he's gonna send the video for calling out.
Well, let me play it to you, and then we can play it.
Do a little edit.
I'll just throw it here on the screen a little bit later. But he sent his video that he was calling in sick, so you can see.
Sorry guys, I'm about to call in. Having a hysterectomy, and I don't know how long it's gonna take, so I'm probably not gonna make it into work today. Sorry guys.
He's having a hysterectomy and puts on PlayStation headphones.
So I'll play it so they can hear.
I'm about to call in. Having a hysterectomy, and I don't know how long it's gonna take, so I'm probably not gonna make it into work today. Sorry guys.
You know, he'd better have a hysterectomy, because if he shows up next week or doesn't, I'm gonna find him and actually pull his guts out. That's a true hysterectomy.
It's hysterectomy for boys or for girls only?
It's for females only.
Oh, so he's lying.
Yeah, that's why he's lying. Like, he'd better have a hysterectomy and prove it to me, because if he didn't and he doesn't show up next week, I'm gonna pull his guts out. Give him a true hysterectomy.
He's trying to pull a fast one, huh?
I'm gonna give him that. I don't know what it. You know, a seppuku or a harakiri,
no, what the fuck is that?
a little cultural. A little cultural.
I know Sudoku, dude. That's the only thing I know.
Dude, it comes from the same country, Japan. Seppuku or harakiri, as it's known, is suicide by disembowelment. Right? If they
they do it for their honor, huh?
Yeah, if they just put in, they go left and cut back up. No, it goes left side of the stomach, pulls to the right, up left into their chest.
It's like one of the most honorable suicides.
Yeah, it's the only way they can redeem a family name.
Yeah, because it's like you do it to like prove a point or something that you disagree with that was done, like a protest.
Yeah.
So you sacrificed yourself as a protest, basically.
Yeah. Or if you dishonored your family as a samurai, that's what you would do to unstain the family name. An honorable death. But that's what I would do to him, to Javi. If he lied about this, which is true because he's not a girl, and he doesn't show up next week,
kamikaze his freaking guts out. You know what I mean?
Dude, man.
Dude, because Javi, you see him, dude. He he tries to spell. I said I'm a beekeeper, and he spells it B-E. Keeper, Keipeer. You know, and now he's a sexist. Of course he's gonna get his vasectomy and hysterectomy, whatever the other one was, incorrect. You know what I mean?
Of course.
He's always, you know what? Let's just talk about for a little bit of all the bad things that Javi does. You know what I mean? So he, what has he done lately, dude?
Well, you'll see the video. He ends up putting on PlayStation headphones.
PlayStation.
So he has the nerve to say he's getting a hysterectomy, and he's gonna play video games right before. That's not how that works.
Oh yeah, and I try to play the golf game sometimes with him. Oh, you know, my PlayStation broke. You know, he'll say that I don't have a control anymore. It ran out of battery. I was like, dude, you just plug him in.
Dude, man, and hysterectomies are no joke. I had a little lizard come to me once, and she didn't want to have any more babies. And she basically explained to me she wanted hysterectomy. So I just took out my little miniature surgery kit. I went to school for veterinarian services for surgical procedures. And, you know, I put her to sleep, just used some chloroform, found it on the internet, black market, really good place.
Check it out.
Just had a big magnifying glass. It was a 2-hour procedure, but she's recovering and doing well. No kids.
No kids. Yeah, she hasn't gotten pregnant since. Yeah. You know, now she just wants to fuck.
It's that permanent birth control.
You know? Now, the one thing a lot of people in the community, in the progressive community, you know, they've been freaking out because they're like, you know, men, they name everything. Why is it his hysterectomy, you know?
Yeah.
It should be her hysterectomy or my hysterectomy, you know? Take it back. Take the word back.
Dude, take the word back. Thourectomy.
Yeah, thourectomy. Dude, I'm going to give you the... Thou rectimi you, dude. You know what I mean?
Thou rectum got
thou rectified by the Lord. Huh?
Dude, man, I don't get it.
Yeah, but yeah, Javi does that, dude. And he used to bring us treats. Like you said, we give the guy another chance at his job. You know, we built all of this. You know, we got the talent table, which, look, shout out to host on the talent table. He got me one of these LGBTQ QAnons right here. So I'm going to go to the Pride Parade. So I'm going to be sporting these this year when we go.
The Google chromosomes.
The Google chromosomes right here.
The sesame skeet in the streets.
Oh, yeah. A lot of skeeting in the street with these, dude. So
yeah,
check out Hoss. He finally made an Instagram page. Congratulations.
Yep. It's _butterpecan_Puerto Rican.
Yes.
It's which quite lengthy.
The longest Instagram name ever. But hey, it was his first one, okay?
I didn't want any numbers to replace any of the letters. Like, I was just going to do Butterpecan Puerto Rican. It was already taken. So that was the only iteration I could get that actually worked. It's a mouthful. It's a lot to type. But you only have to add me once, so stop being lazy.
Yeah, dude, you freaking jerks. But yeah, so he did that, you know. So we've been grinding. We went on tour with Dre, you know.
Successful tour.
And then we come back. Where's Javi, dude? Have you seen him?
Nowhere to be found.
You know? He's supposed to run social media. He leaves everybody on red. Doesn't even say, you know, hi, thank you. You know what I mean? Can you believe the guy?
I can't, no. It's like a guy that doesn't want a Father's Day. He knocks up a chick and just dips.
Well, who knows what he's doing now? You know what I mean? He literally just knocked up a chick.
And his wife says he's getting a hysterectomy. Maybe he's getting a vasectomy. No, which sounds more female than hysterectomy, right?
But yeah, because it's a vagina.
Like that, yeah.
Maybe they got it mixed up. Yeah, you know?
It was a dyslexic doctor.
Or maybe it's because a male doctor invented the hysterectomy, and it was his, and a girl invented the vasectomy
because she wanted it. She was less selfish, right? The male doctor was selfish because it's his. The girl's like, no, this is for all women. Women empowerment.
For the organ.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, I'm tired of being guy, dude. Guys are just pieces of shit.
Men ain't shit.
They really aren't, dude. What do? Oh, do they stick their nuts somewhere? In the, you know, they hide them in a freaking...
They get all the benefits and none of the punishment.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, you want to get paid more? You know? Here.
Automatically.
I'll pay you more.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to drive a truck? Here, I'll give you a truck.
Oh, you don't want to bleed once a month for a week? Yeah, you don't get to do that.
You don't get to bleed. Oh, you don't want to, what is it, lay eggs? Is that why you bleed?
The ovaries.
Oh,
menstrual cycles.
You don't want to produce, how many eggs do you produce for a woman? 300, give or take, maybe?
I don't know. I don't know the numbers whatsoever.
You want
all I know is I have no flow.
Yeah, for this.
No flow.
For this long, you're good. You can shoot semen until you die.
Dude, I don't have to put my hand there and realize, do I need an XL pad because of a heavy flow? Do I need a medium pad? Small pad? Maybe it's just light spotting. Maybe a couple Q-tips up there will work. No, I don't have to worry about any of that.
Oh, yeah, dude. And then it's like, oh, you don't want to pee sitting down? We'll build you a urinal. You know?
You want to be able to parallel park? Men got it.
Yep.
I'm kidding. That one gets my sister every time.
You want to be able to multitask?
No, can't
Nope.
do that. And
Can't
I'm
do
okay
that,
with that.
you know?
I'm okay with that.
Because, dude, multitasking, I think we've talked about it before. Dude, it's fucking hard for a guy, dude.
There's no such thing for a guy.
You know what I mean?
Give me one
Dude,
task.
I've tried, and you're like, I don't even know. Like, right now, this is the thing. Again, bringing it back to Javi. It took us a long time to get everything set up. I don't even know how this is going to look, first of all, okay?
Yeah, it's
So,
a trial.
Yeah, we're trying. So,
In tribulations.
we're, I can't multitask, you know?
No.
So, we normally all got a task. We come in, everybody's got their task, you know what I mean? We're not multitaskers, you know what I mean?
No.
Unless we would just be taskers. You know, so we each got a task, and then now we gotta figure out tasks. I got host talking over here to the mic like 800 times. You know what I mean?
Almost, pretty much.
Like Eminem. But yeah, Javi. So hopefully next week, dude, you better be good.
Shout out to females, girls, and women.
Yeah, dude, because you know what? We're sick of these men. But tell us the holidays,
Let's
dude.
go ahead and find out
All
the
this,
holidays of the day. Again, it is May 25th, 2021. We got some good holidays for you. First off, it is African Liberation Day.
Well, some people still don't think they're free, you know?
They may not be. Sierra Leone, diamonds, blood diamonds. It's a
Yeah.
big thing.
A lot of stuff like that. And even here in the U.S., you know?
Yeah.
I heard,
it's
dude,
pretty
this... One of my friends, actually, they told me, and she's not even of African descent or anything. She's darker skinned. She's from an island. And, by Japan. I can't remember the island exactly. But, yeah, some guy at Walmart just calls her the N-word, you know? Oh, why are you here? Go back to your country, you N-word. You're the reason that, you know, the world's messed up right now, you N-word. You know what I mean? So it's like...
The world? What's his world?
Well, first of all, the thing that you got to remember is like black people have been here basically since white people. You know what I mean? So it's like that this is their country basically. You know what I mean?
I mean, America was built by them, or a big part of it was for sure.
Yeah, so it's like they've been here since the beginning basically, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were at the they weren't maybe at the the Mayflowers. You're a Mayflower baby, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they weren't specifically in the room signing the bottom of a paper called the Defecation of Independence Declaration. But I mean, if it weren't for them, we wouldn't have the country that's built today. And I mean, apartheid, if you don't know what that is, look it up. It's what Nelson Mandela fought, right, in South Africa specifically. Kind of the separation and segregation of whites and blacks. And funny enough, he died literally around the same time. I want to say it was within a couple days of Paul Walker. But I remembered the news covering Paul Walker over Nelson Mandela. And no offense to Paul Walker or his family, one guy was far more influential.
Yeah, and then he gets a song, you know?
Yeah.
It's been a long time. Dude, now for Mandela, dude, they're like, oh, did he even die? There's a Mandela effect now.
It's
you know
like the
what I mean?
Machiavelli idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because he never got his props. You know what I mean?
He never got his props.
So R.I.P. Mandela, and I'm glad, well, that there's no slavery in the U.S., but there should be no slavery at all in the world, you know?
We're making moves in the right direction, specifically. There's always a lot of work to be done, and there always will be. But let's make those strides. So next, we have Geek Pride Day. Now, I don't know if this is referring to people that identify with the LGBTQIA+ community that happen to be geeks, or geeks that are proud to be geeks, or both. It could be both. Why not? Let's go with both.
Oh, Geek Pride Day, like they're nerdy and they're flirty.
And yeah.
Huh, that's a good one, dude.
I don't know. I didn't specify. It's not even a joke. I'm not sure if it's converging the two because it is close to June and June is Pride Month. So I don't know.
Now, here's the thing with like geeks or nerdy people or whatever. Before, when we were young, it was like weird
Frowned
to be a
upon.
nerd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, look at this geek. Look at this nerd. And now it's like, oh, dude, Jose, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just nerding out, doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just gardening, nerding out. Oh, I'm just on the computer, nerding out. Oh, dude, I'm geeking. You know what I mean?
Watching Power Rangers,
Yeah.
Pokemon,
Oh, yeah, dude. All this stuff now. Dragon
all the
Ball
good
Z.
stuff. Yeah, reading comics.
Dude, now they even have Comic-Con. You know what I mean?
And that's like the
For
biggest
geeks.
convention to go
Dude,
to.
imagine if they had, which maybe they had Comic-Con like back in the 90s, in the early 90s.
They did. I think that started in like the 70s.
Maybe it was like 5 people. You know what I mean?
Like just 20 people.
But now it's just like, dude, everybody goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, San Diego has like over 100,000 visitors that go to that convention
Dude,
over
people
the
build
course
their
of 4
costumes
days.
for like the whole year, waiting for the Comic-Con to come back. You know what I mean?
Some of them should be hired for some movies for prop making. Because some of these movies I've seen, I was like, someone got paid to make that costume. I've seen better costumes from a kid who makes minimum wage at a Burger King. Shout out to the kid that shows up at a Comic-Con with like the best costume on minimum wage.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of those.
Yeah,
you know what
like
I mean?
insane
They're
costumes.
it's like, yeah, minimum wage. And I was like, dude, is this Spider-Man? He's like, oh yeah, dude, it's real, spider web spun, respun, whatever, fabricated into, you know what I mean? Like with nylon, no polyester, 100% satin. And this is actually a $10,000 suit. You know
It's
what I
like
mean?
non-GMO. No animals are harmed in this process.
Yeah, real spider web comes out of it. You know what I mean? You're like, dude, how
He's
could
just
you afford this?
He's got 40 spiders working overtime in his gloves.
And it's only for that one day of Comic-Con, And after that, he's not going to use it ever again. Now he's going to spend another $10,000 building his next suit. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm going to be the Green Lantern. You know what I mean? I had a kid at work, and we have trick-or-treaters that go in there, right? And this guy, he was building his Spider-Man suit. You know what I mean? So he was so excited. Oh, I'm going to make my Spider-Man suit. And dude, he was like thousands of dollars in, I'm pretty sure. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
And like Halloween finally comes, and he comes in with Spider-Man, with this whole costume. Realistic, you know what I mean? So realistic, you can see his crotch like Spider-Man, you know what I mean? No, that's cute in the movie, but when you're an adult
and you're at work, you're
and you can't wear your mask, you know what I mean? You got your big old crotch and you're
just like you're in a weird fetish.
No mask, you're like, dude, yeah, what are you doing? I don't want your candy, you know what I mean?
You're a walking predator. And then he has the nerve I was there actually, he told you, because you're like, dude, you look like you're a walking predator. And he goes, do you want to know what the number one reason for sex offenders are? And you're like, no, I don't know. And he goes, well, Jose, sexy kids.
Just a sexy kid. Yeah, he was trying to pull a Shawn Michaels, dude.
That sweet chin music.
Oh, yeah.
Except he wasn't using his foot. He was using something else.
Yeah.
His third leg is what he was using.
Can you believe that was a move?
The sweet chin music. Which I don't know. I don't recall them ever playing music.
That sounds like a hot facial, dude. The sweet chin music. I'm gonna give you a sweet chin music, baby. Like Dirty Sanchez, but on the chin. I'm just a sexy
dude. But doesn't that also sound kind of racist?
The sweet chin music. Oh, stop! Dude.
It does. So it's weird. I mean, the '90s were a different era, but they never played music when he kicked them. I don't know. Maybe you would hear ringing like bells when you get kicked in the face that hard.
A little gong, maybe,
But props to Shawn Michaels. I guess he can still do the move. There's some video of, funny enough, an Asian lady who asks him to do it, like a fan, and he does it, and she falls over, like plays into it. And then, she gets up, hugs him, thanks him, and they move on. The guy's got to be, 60, 70 years old? And he's still able to, get that leg up that way. So props to Shawn Michaels for staying
fit, dude.
Third national holiday is Brown Baguette Day, and that's one I kind of read on, which was just kind of unsung heroes, right? You associate brown bags with moms or dads that would pack kids' lunches.
Oh.
But I just immediately thought of, if they're a butterface, you just bag it. You bag them and bag their face. You don't have to look at them.
Yeah, well, not me, dude, because you know what? I've been trying to diversify. That's why I got my shoes, like I said. You know what I mean? Trying to be more supportive. And I just thought that was for the fans, You cover your, that you cut the holes.
Yeah.
The original mask, because those were
Dude,
fun.
that's the original Marshmallow. Marshmallow just took a brown bag, painted it white.
Yeah, he was privileged. He had a nice bag from a nice grocery store where they were white.
Dude, yeah, why is white better than the brown bag? Dude, screw you, Marshmallow. Well, I never even listen to music anyways, but now I have zero intent to.
But yeah, dude, did you never get the because on some of them they have cutouts on the big grocery brown bags? They would have a cutout of like you could be a little turtle and you cut out the outside of the mask because it's harder. Do you know what I mean? It's a little bit harder. The
Oh yeah,
knots,
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
little bit
yeah.
harder.
Okay, I remember.
And then you cut the thing, and then you take the straps, and then boom, you got a mask. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love brown paper bags just at the grocery store now, because what I reuse mine. You know, I'll put other trash that I throw out like from the week. Just like if I'm cooking, throw a couple of the eggshells in there. You know, the onion peels.
Okay.
I just keep it right there. Boom, compost it or throw it in the garden. You know what I mean? So I always love the brown paper bags, and it's like I can fit way more in the big brown paper bags than a plastic one. You know what I mean? The plastic one, you get 5 items, you're good.
Yeah.
And God forbid you get something that's like a battery or a pen.
Or something with a sharp edge.
Yeah. A square. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could only put round things in the bag, basically.
Funny enough, though, paper bags are not more eco-friendly than plastic. And this comes down to the recycling process. The paper weighs more and has to go through a different process than the plastic bag. So the process to recycle the brown paper bag actually creates more emissions than recycling the plastic bag. Food for thought. So all those people that think they're better than everyone who get plastic bags, yeah, I'm telling you now.
But see, with plastic bags,
check your fucking self.
I would need like 20.
Slow your fucking roll.
For what I could pack in one.
But still, that's like, I don't know the math now on, which I'll do the math and actually come back with the answer on the ratio. But still, like, it's so significantly like lighter that I don't know what the number would be. Maybe it's a 7-to-1 ratio. I don't know what you mean. So, you know what I mean?
Because here's the thing that I'm not trying to have in my house. You open the, mine's under the sink. Or everybody has that shelf that has, like, the bag shelf. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You open it and you have, like, 1 billion plastic ones. Mm-hmm. Like, with me, I open mine. I have, like, 5, plastic ones. And then maybe I have, like 4 of the big brown paper bags. That's it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Opposed to having, because for when I go get groceries, if I use like paper, plastic bags, I'd probably need maybe like 10, easily 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I'm doing that maybe once or twice, probably once a week or 1.5 times a week or whatever. How many bags is that? Like 20? I would maybe be up to like 40 bags a month. With the brown ones, it's just like I only pack like 1 bag, so it's probably like 4 to 5 brown bags a month.
Do you use those recyclable bags that are like nylon or whatever?
I have some of those too.
I used to use a couple of them, but then like with COVID, they wouldn't allow you.
Yeah, they wouldn't allow you to bring your own. It's like, oh, you're gonna bring your germs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm already in. Do you want me to come naked? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm already in here with my clothes, touching the cilantro and shit.
Yeah, you want to give me that TSA check?
Yeah.
You want to just do the back door check? I don't
that made no sense to me. But yeah, I had a couple of those. I had a couple really girly ones. You know what I mean? So I'd take those to work.
Yeah, I wouldn't care. I had a few as well.
But that's like one thing that people couldn't give you shit on. People couldn't be like, oh, look at you.
Well, I liked it because, to your point, I knew those bags weren't gonna rip.
Yeah.
I could put whatever item I wanted in there.
And it can get heavy, dude.
Yeah, you could put easily 40, 50 pounds.
Yeah,
you really could. You could put a rice bag in there, 50 pounds. And as long as it was the right material and stitched correctly, it wasn't going to rip.
Oh, yeah. The people were freaking stealing babies in there,
Which
so maybe you put
leads
your baby,
us into the next holiday, which I don't know why they call it a holiday. I didn't make this holiday up. Look it up. May 25th, holidays. It is Missing Children Day.
And missing children, dude. One time, I don't know if I told you, but I was almost a missing child.
I think you told me.
I was in Mexico and I was a baby, maybe like 1. So I have a cousin, her name's Nora. Shout out to you. And she was very tall and she was already a lot older than me. And my mom said, okay, yeah, you can take the baby to the corner store. You know what I mean? Go get you some candy. Oh, you want to carry the baby because I'm tired of taking care of my kid. You know what I mean? Take him with you. And Jose, when he was a baby, dude, I was a lot whiter. And I was almost a blonde baby, dude. I had that really light brown hair.
That rare genetic specimen in Mexico.
Yeah, so, especially in Mexico City. So it's a very nice looking baby. And this, my cousin takes me to the corner store, a bunch of criminals in Mexico City. This lady's like, oh, your kid, the baby, he's so beautiful. My cousin, dude, she might have been maybe like 10, 11. She's like, oh, you think so? You want him? Hands me to the stranger.
Oh, God.
Right? Gets back home, and it's luckily it was a corner store. Gets back home, my mom's like, "Where's Ho's Beefy?" You know what I mean? Back then I think it was Ho's Baby. I think that's what I was. Where's Ho's Baby? I gave him to this lady at the store that wanted him. She thought he was cute. My mom runs. Dude, this lady was waiting for the bus to get there, and she had me in her arms already. Luckily, my mom was like, "Hey, that's my son." You know what I mean? It's me, hijo.
Christ.
And retrieves me back. And my life was a living hell from there.
Dude, you were an original Lost Boy.
Yeah. Dude, my life could have been great. You know what I mean? And so instead I had to suffer and go through all these things, all because the fucking bus didn't arrive in time,
Fucking
dude.
Pedro Sartén over here.
I could have been a fucking missing baby, dude.
Peter Pan over here.
I was
Lost Boy.
almost missing baby, dude.
Yeah, man, that Lost Boy. I try to think of a time where I got lost, but I mean, it was just at a store. But my parents always taught me, like, just go to the cashier. They'll do the intercom thing.
Oh, your parents always taught you that? Like,
They're like, don't go with anyone. I don't care who you're with. Find an employee that is literally ringing up. Like, don't even look for the name tags that are like walking around. They say go to one where there are customers, stick next to them, and have them call us. But I mean, they instilled a fear in me. I was like, I'm not gonna fucking get lost now. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I was always making sure I was.
You never tried to run away? I'm not sure, but I think I might have asked you before.
There was one day where it was like, I never really had that mindset. And one day, I remember like it was yesterday. I was in Kmart, right? Which R.I.P. Kmart. But my mom like wouldn't let me get like a shirt or a hoodie. I think it was a hoodie that I wanted. And I was probably maybe 6. And I was throwing like the biggest fit. I was being an idiot. Threw a fit. She was like just basically telling me, yeah, you're not getting it. I don't care. You can yell all you want. But if you yell, te voy a dar un tapaboca, which is smack me in the mouth. So I shut up, walked away like folded arms. I was like, oh, I'm going to teach her. I'm going to run away, right? Like she's going to care.
Run
like,
away!
The worst that happens is that I save a couple dollars on the water bill, the food. You know what I mean? And then I sat like in between clothes. Just like, you know how they have the little circle racks?
Dude, that was the best. Dude, I used to do that too, man.
Yeah, and I sat in there. And then I think I was always a logical kid. I thought about the scenario. I'm like, wait, I don't know where to, like, I don't have money. I can't buy food. If I'm going to be sleeping on the streets, it's cold outside. I've never liked the cold very much, even as a kid. And this was maybe fall time, so it wasn't even dead winter. And even in fall time, like, yeah, okay. I started realizing running away is not going to do any good for me. So after about like maybe 15 minutes of me cooling down in between some fucking jeans, I just went right back to my mom.
Oh, dude, so you were a critical thinker from...
Problem solver from a small
what I
age.
mean? Oh, not me, dude. I would do the same thing, but then I'd be like, I wonder which pile. I would try to look for the pile that, no people would visit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, it's the wedding section at the DI. Nobody's going there. So I'd be like, oh, I'm just going to stay here. Nobody's going to check in on it. I can, sneak into, I would look for the facility where it has a little door, employees only. You know what I mean? Sometimes you sneak in there, somebody walks out of there, they're having lunch. It's like, oh, so I could steal some lunch from there. Then I take the lunch and go sneak back into the wedding dress section. And I have food, and then I can just pee at the freaking pee place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I just have to make sure I hide really good. I could hide under the wedding dress, because they got the gown or whatever. It's like really long.
Yeah.
So if they check through the middle of the hole, when they close, they're not going to see me.
Yeah, because it's cinched at the waist.
So that's how I was just, I just wanted to make sure people didn't find me.
I want to know how effective, because like Walmart, Smith's, like any grocery store always had like pictures of missing kids. It had their name, like a description, and it's sad. Like even as a kid, that scared me, and I felt so bad. But I want to know if it's effective. Like, has anyone really walked in, seen one of those, and goes, "Oh, I just saw this kid." Like this was before the actual Amber Alert, like texts everyone now, right? Which is kind of cool. But I want to know how effective those were back in the day.
Well, yeah, because some of them were like...
How many kids were saved with those?
Missing since like 1876, and they had the picture, and then it was like...
It was a drawing.
Yeah, it was like generated into now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they would like throw like a generated picture
and
of
what but they didn't
maybe
account
would look
for
like.
aging, right? Like, first of all, this kid would be 130 years old, but they're showing him as a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah.
It's like, well, this kid found the fountain of youth. Maybe you should look there first.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like... So yeah, some of the
this
kids...
Ponce de Leon?
And they would never look like... they would never look like what a
normal kid would look like.
Yeah, you're like, dude, what is wrong with this kid?
Dude, he's got that like little frillish thing that like the the conquerors would wear back in the day, right?
Oh yeah, the little things.
Yeah, I don't know what they're called. They look like just little waffle
like
papers.
crinkled napkins.
Yeah, they look like an accordion got smashed on their head, and they're just wearing it now. That's what it looks like to me.
Right through.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it would be if I found. Sorry, kids, if you were one of the kids that got found, but
Yeah, and if you are a missing child, and you know you're a missing child, and you're listening to this, first of all, probably not the audience for this because this is an adult show. Secondly, use your internet more wisely and find your family or send some sort of notification. Ping your location. Stop listening to podcasts. They're cool and all, but your life's on the line.
literally, so maybe send a comment to Javi. I'm sure he'll answer if you send him a comment on
So not while he's having his
Instagram.
hysterectomy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I forgot what I was gonna say, dude.
Sorry.
Stole my train of thought. But we were talking about what were we talking about? Kids. We were talking about okay, wait, we were saying oh no, I was gonna say, dude, you would be scared if you found one of those kids, like the way that
Dude,
they
yeah,
drew
yeah.
them. No offense, but dude, they look like they were like on meth or something. You're like, this is the adult version of the kid now. And they're like, dude, it looked like the painting right behind you. The
cat?
famous cat, dude. That's what the kid would look like, dude. You're like, I don't want to find the kid. You know what I
The
mean?
cat on horse tranquilizers.
Their eyes were always all weird. Their pupils were like, they're like, dude, I don't want to find this kid.
They somehow had 7 veins in their forehead, not just one.
Yeah, dude, I'd be traumatized if like I found this kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would never. That's probably why they didn't have success, because nobody wanted to find that whatever was on the picture.
Do you remember that even as a kid? Like you'd go through elementary, might like befriend like a boy or girl, and then all of a sudden, just middle of the year, no explanation, they're gone. And granted, you realize that they just probably moved.
Oh, and
right?
back then it was worse because no social media. Dude.
Yeah, they just disappeared. So unless
and they
you
were
had
like
their phone
your best
number,
friend.
yeah, you never saw them again. And then you'd forget their name as time goes on. You just remember how they look, or like one characteristic about them.
Yeah, I had a buddy, Aaron Phillips. If ever anybody knows him, he was really cool. He was a twin,
Dude, okay,
but he was not identical.
I was about to say Aaron Phillips is a pretty, I feel, generic name. But if he's a twin, that does narrow
Twin,
quite a bit.
not identical. It's brother Austin. They were like the opposite of each other. Austin was just like wild. Aaron could still kick your ass, but he was like more calm. You know what I mean? He could be more low key. And then Aaron, all of a sudden, he's just like gone in 6th grade.
What? But is his brother still around?
His brother would still be around, but his brother was like he was like one of the kids that was like 12, but he was really like 36 and like just like aged. You know what I mean? It was
Mentally,
just like
he
so
just
weird.
aged.
Yeah, he was just like already doing. He's like, oh, dude, you came in your car. You're 12. He's like, oh, dude, I just drove here. You know
I
what
just
mean?
built this car.
Yeah. So he's like one of those kids. He's like,
you went to school with Dominic Toretto's. What
he's
it
like,
sounds
oh,
like.
dude, I've been out of prison 4 times already. You're like, oh, that's why you weren't here. I thought, yeah. So he was like one of those kids. You know what I mean?
He's like, what are you gonna do? Threaten me with in-school suspension?
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, nothing would work. Like, dude.
You want me to change my car to a yellow card?
Everybody would be scared of him, even the teachers. You know what I mean? He'd like discipline the teachers if they were mad. Oh, dude, the teacher would have to do the review with Austin.
Some of that street justice, right?
Oh yeah, they'd be like, oh, dude, you're freaking Austin. So yeah, so I mean, I wasn't gonna ask Austin, dude, where's your brother? You know what I mean? Because it was like he was an adult, dude. You know what I mean?
Dude, he had student-teacher sit-down instead of parent-teacher conference.
Oh yeah, dude.
Where he told the teacher everything he didn't like about her or him.
Oh yeah, and there'd be like reality check with Austin Phillips, is what they would do, and they would give him a review.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Shout out to Austin too, wherever you're at, dude. But yeah, his brother just like went missing, dude. And my other brother Gabe, dude. I'm always like, dude, what do you think ever happened to Aaron? Like, we'll have this conversation. Like
his brother never mentioned him either.
Multiple times. No,
his twin just doesn't mention him.
They were like complete opposite, dude. So they weren't, they would kind of talk to each other, but they were like so opposite from each other. Like they were okay, like not talking.
Dude,
to each
I wonder
other
if they
and stuff
said
like
they
that.
were twins, but what if his dad just ended up knocking up another woman at the exact same like time, and the woman ovulated at the same time, and he had 2 kids with 2 different baby mamas, and they're just like, you guys are twins, because they didn't want to like spoil it to him, right? That's a possibility.
That's a possibility, but I met them, and I'm pretty sure they were twins. I met his.
You just said they
mom.
weren't identical, so how would you know?
Huh?
Because that's all they told you. They just fed you a lie.
Well, I guess maybe because Austin was like 38, so by now he's like I mean, he's like 60, so you might be right. Dude. I never even thought about it like that.
Dude, that infidelity, man.
Because, yeah, Aaron did look. Maybe that's what happened. Child Protective Services found out Austin was freaking already 27. He's like, why is he hanging with a minor, Aaron? You know? So
Dude,
they took Aaron away from them because
they had to take Aaron away
because
Chris Hansen was lurking on the corner about to film a new episode. So, like, Aaron, you got to dip. And Aaron dipped.
They saved him, Aaron. So, dude, shout out to you wherever you're at. But
you dip, she dip, he dips.
Any other holidays or anything like that?
No, the other ones, I think there was Wine Day, but I don't care about wine.
Oh, yeah, dude. You know what? I've only had wine once, and people are like, oh, it's really good. You should try it and stuff, but...
Dude, I get whined at all the time. Fucking people complaining about shit. So shut up.
Yeah, stop whining, you know what I mean?
This doesn't sound like a good problem.
Whining and dining. You know, no wonder the bartenders want you to tip them a lot, you know what I mean? That is bartending, is whining and dining, basically, dude.
Dude, man, if you find yourself as like... If everyone's like an asshole to you, you're the real asshole.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like if you think everyone's negative towards you, you're probably the negative person. And I always like telling people, cry tears, not noise. I don't want to hear it. I can see you crying, just don't talk about it.
Don't even look at me, dude. You know what I mean?
I don't want to see my reflection in your sad tears. You think I want to see this? I'm in fucking Pounds for Hounds right now.
Oh yeah, Pounds for Hounds.
Maybe
that's what we've been doing.
Maybe cry to me once I've dropped the weight I needed.
And speaking about Pounds for Hounds, so next week is Gabe's wedding, which you're probably going to be my date.
Congrats, man. Well,
no, it's going to be on the 5th, the 5th or the 6th.
That's a Saturday, right?
Saturday on a Sunday.
Yeah, because my sister's getting married on Wednesday.
Your sister's getting married
on the 9th of June.
Oh no, so mine's going to be on that week of like that Saturday before that.
Okay.
You know, so you might have to be my date host.
Dude, I never even met Gabe. Well, I mean, I guess I did, but I never talked to him.
You're on the podcast. Everybody knows you, basically. You know?
I'm fucking family.
Yeah.
I'm just the Puerto Rican stepchild.
Dude, probably people look at you weird like you're a celebrity a little bit. You know what I mean?
We'll be in awe.
Yeah, I'm like,
And I just told them all not to cry to me.
They do that thing. They're like, you know, they're like, mira.
Mira, quien es. He doesn't speak like us, way. I don't.
Oh, man, because I had to do, dude, I've been mentioning it, and sorry, I know some of you watch this, but dude, I am just running out of fumes for weddings. You know what I mean?
You've had what, 3 in the past like 9 months?
Yeah, because Javi, I don't even know Javi has, I think, barely been a year.
Yeah.
You know, and then it was my brother Marco, and now it's gonna be Gabe. You know, and then I had to go to the bachelor thing. You know.
Yeah.
And then the other day we went to buy stuff for the wedding, things to wear. You know what I mean? So it's like all my weekends, basically, almost I've been doing wedding stuff. I feel like, you know what I mean?
Dude, that happened when my friends got all married, like within a year or two. There was just like 7 weddings lined up in a year. And I considered like I should just move out of state for a few months and then come back and be like, oh, I can't attend your wedding. I'd love to, but, you know, XOXO, hugs and kisses.
Yeah, because it was, who was it? I think it was Javi and then my friend Sam. That was my first white wedding. Now that white wedding, that was a cool white wedding. And then it was, you know, now it's like more weddings. It's like, give me a break. Old. You know what I mean?
Old. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, dude, how much love do I want to witness? How much love that I don't have? You know what I mean?
And don't get us wrong. I think we're happy for the couple.
Oh, yeah, we happy.
Just don't want to show up.
Yeah.
I don't want to show up and say hi for 30 seconds and then dip.
Like, if it was just me going there and it was just me, dude, I would have a blast.
Dude, man, I've always thought
I guess that's really selfish, because if it was just me and them, dude, I'd be like, oh, this is
you would,
so
because it'd be
fun.
like hanging out with them.
Yeah, I guess, you know what it is? It's kind of selfish, because it's like you said, you're happy for them, but you only want their attention. You only want to give them your attention.
That's why, because they make such a big deal. I have to like look super nice, only to talk to you for 5 minutes.
Sometimes you don't even get to talk to them.
I can give you a phone call for that.
Yeah,
and
for longer.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's and I've always thought about that, like, which is not really my decision. If I end up getting married, right? Obviously, usually that's like the girls' thing. But if it were for me, I'd be like, I don't want anything more than maybe like 50 really close people. Because I think if you're with 50 people for 8 hours, you can really interact with them for a long time and feel like you got to, you know what I mean? So mine would be like I guess, I don't know if they call that intimate or very like a private wedding.
So what would be, I'm going to check really quick to see everything's good over here, but what would be your
ideal wedding?
Yeah, your dream wedding. Like, you got to pick things that are going to be there, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So
like,
let's say you're gonna plan
you want
everything.
materials too,
Well,
or just like generally how it's going to be ran.
yeah. Oh, you're gonna get a clown, stuff like that. You know. So
Okay.
you tell me.
Well, I'm big into music, so I think I'd want a bomb DJ, one that like an eclectic music taste, right? Because it'd have to be everything I like: old school music, new school music, Spanish genre, English genre. I've been getting into like some of the Korean stuff, mostly K-pop, right? Japanese, just all kinds of stuff. Brazilian music or Portuguese, I guess, would be the language, but just because I love music, there'd be of course bomb food, right? There's no way I'm tasting everything. I want to make sure. Hell, I even throw my recipe in there, but I'm paying top-notch chefs because I want people to enjoy the food they taste, right? Because everyone's like, oh, the tasting goes good. Of course, the tasting's gonna go good because they want you to buy their food. But usually, when you cater it, it sucks.
Oh, after? Dude, I
Yeah.
never thought about that. That's
But
a
I
good
want to
point.
make sure that it's like just top-notch, and I'm even tasting it day of. And I'm like, no, you can send it. Like, I'll make some sort of contractual agreement that it has to be same standards that when I tasted it. Preferably, I like warm weather, so it'd be in a tropical location. Even if it's winter, it's fine because I mean, tropical locations are still
Yeah,
mid 80s. You know
Melikimaka,
what I mean?
dude.
Yeah. Shout out to white people making Christmas
Yeah.
songs for the Hawaiians. And I know there's Caucasian Hawaiians out there. Shout out to you. I don't know what they say, but the Maui, fingers up, hangs up, hang time. I don't know what they say.
Okay, so what? Wedding in a tropical
Yeah.
environment.
Yes. And of course, everyone that would be at the reception would also be at the ceremony, but like no one extra. That's what I mean. Like it's an entire day with just us. I'd prefer everyone to stay maybe even at the same hotel. Oceanfront. I like that vibe. And like I want the tables to be round tables. So when I sit, I'm able to see everyone and interact with them. Preferably no more than like 7 per table. I don't know. And then there'd be the dancing. They're like while the food is being served, I would literally bounce to each table and spend 20 minutes with everyone. I don't know, that's what I would like.
What other fireworks? Nothing like that? Or
A stand-up comedian would be kind of dope because I love comedy. So if I hired like a couple good, or just even one really good one for like 40 minutes to an hour. Art, like, I don't know, I'd maybe like a paint night thing. That'd be kind of dope, right? Have all the supplies, everyone paint something. I don't know, it'd be funny to have them paint me getting married to my wife. Right?
that
Like,
would be
so
funny.
it'd be kind of just be like, okay, you probably have really artistically good ones. Then you'd have
And you
like
have some
trash
horrible
ones.
stick
But it's
figures.
funny to look back and laugh at it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
And that would be like a good memory gift thing that you could, you know how they have, sign this journal or whatever.
Yeah.
But they do that, everybody can see your picture.
Yeah.
That would be actually really funny.
Yeah, so I think that'd be, and I never thought of that until just now. So because I love art, so I think that'd
Patent
be pretty
pending.
unique. Patent pending. We're gonna start a business with that. What? I mean, paint night is obviously taken. What would we call that?
This wedding, what would it be? Forever. It's almost like forever moments, but
Marital painting. I don't know. We'll come up with something catchy, but again, patent pending.
patent pending.
But so I think that's probably what I would have.
See me? Dude.
Never any alcohol that usually doesn't end well. There's always someone that ruins stuff. So no. But like I said, like the 50 people, I mean, I know quite a few people and I feel really close and I'd want them to partake in it. I just want, I guess at the end of the day, what I want is I want everyone that is there for me to know them on a very personal level. That's all I want.
Here's mine. So mine, it's like I was gonna say like a warehouse, but you probably
Hey, those could make a good place if you know how to use the space.
So I just want like a big warehouse looking thing, but maybe it's like kind of like an outdoor courtyard. You know those ones where it's just like
Yeah.
a giant square,
Like just a pavilion with like a massive like roof
just like
over
a
it.
big square. You know,
Okay.
but it's like a lot, like a big lot. Kind of looks like a warehouse, but with the tops missing. So you have one of those, a big building like that, and then people are gonna take their kids. You know what I mean?
Of course.
So when I was a kid, dude, and even now, dude, I'm basically a kid. I want to do something. You know what I mean? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna throw one of those little trampolines or one of those like playpens for the kids. Drop off your kid over there. You know what I mean? They got the little bounce houses, a little slide or whatever,
Yeah.
a ball pit. You know
I
what I
forgot
mean?
about that stuff because I think of like everyone's adults, but I'm sure people have kids when they're
Dude, I hated going to adult parties when you were a kid, bro.
No, I'm fine with kids.
know?
I just didn't think about like what I would do for the
the
kids.
wedding?
But yeah, I mean, painting I guess would be part of it.
That would be so. I got my play pen for the kids. You know, they fucking can play or whatever, bouncing, maybe a couple swings or like a carousel would be cool. You know, with raptors and something like that. You know.
Yeah.
And then maybe this would be for kids and adults. Couple bumper carts. You know, who even has those anymore? Not too many places.
That's ballin' status.
Okay, so get a couple bumper carts, and then you get like a little mechanical bull, you know, for the adults. So you get a mechanical bull, and then you have like a little stage, right, for a live band that's gonna perform. So live band that's also going to turn into a karaoke set later in the party.
Hell yeah.
So then you could sing with people, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
then, dude, one thing is like when it's like, oh, you come dance with me. Some people don't like to dance, you know what I mean?
No.
You're looking, oh, I don't got no moves, you know what I mean? Dude, you're trying to force everybody to dance, but dude, everybody likes to sing, you know? And they already got a couple brewskis in them. You're gonna get some old man singing a weird song, you know what I mean? Oh, hey, now next on the mic, and you can do it by table, you know what I mean? It's Jose on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And bring him to the stage, and dude, you get to perform a song for me.
Dude, I would get the crowd into it.
Yeah.
Because all you have to do is pick a song you know most, if not everybody knows, right?
Yep. So you know what I mean? So you do a little karaoke, you know what I mean? And then let's see. Obviously, you know, I would want something like good food, you know what I mean? But maybe I'd have like a
I'd have to have an ice cream bar. I'm a huge ice cream fan. That would be like my dessert, right? Like screw the cake. Maybe traditionally I'd have the cake thing, just one though. But I would have like ice cream, like legit ice cream with toppings galore.
So I have like, let's say if we have tacos or whatever for food, right? But here's what I'm gonna do. My setup, the reason I wanted to like a factory or whatever the hell I called it, warehouse, is so it can be kind of like a giant square where you walk around, right? The music and stuff's gonna be in the middle, you know, where the people are sitting. But you walk around, and then there's like you get kind of tickets like you're in a fair, you know?
Like a carnival.
You get your carnival, you can go to the taco stand with this one. Oh, this one you can get euros.
Dude, that's that
know?
Jose Comic-Con wedding.
Oh, dude, it would be, you know what I mean? And then there's like a couple other like carnival games. Like you got to throw the thing at the balloons, the dart.
Okay.
And then there's like the one where you throw the ball into the holes.
The skeet ball, which I probably should change that name.
Skeet ball, you know what I mean? Balls, we've talked a lot about.
Dude,
a lot about
squirrels
balls
are good
today.
at skeet ball.
You know, so they got skeet ball, and then they got another.
Actually, I think it's skee ball. So there's no T at the end.
What would other? Maybe the game where they freaking throw you into the water. Where you
The
throw the
beanbag, the dunk game.
But maybe not. You know, maybe a little basketball once.
That'd be dope. Yeah.
And then I think maybe one more other game, but where people can kind of walk around, have fun.
Dude, mini golf would be good.
In there, throw a little bit of mini golf.
Just like a 5-hole, maybe 6-hole course.
A little course, and then they can walk around, so people are interacting because they're like having fun. You know, like, oh, dude,
course.
are you gonna get a corn dog? You know what I mean? Because, dude, what if I even have just corn dogs, but since it's like a festival kind of feel, like it's gonna be cool. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go get a corn dog and I'm gonna play this.
Yeah, this is where weddings go wrong. Everyone wants everything to be high class. Granted, mine was more of a personal idea, right? But you just brought up a good point. Like, it's not necessarily like the food has to taste good. It doesn't have to be fancy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's about the experience. So if you have an ice cream bar, you get to create your own. If it sucks, you suck in making ice cream. That's your fault.
Dude.
If it's corn dog, I don't like corn dogs, but I get the drift. Like, it's about, it feels like a carnival.
Or you get a burger.
You don't think of a wedding like, now I have to watch them dance. Now I have to watch them cut the cake. Now I have to hear them do their vows. It's like let me go to this activity and you interact with other people. That's a really solid idea.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then...
Dude, we're going to start a wedding planning business.
Oh, dude, Wedding Planners is the name of the episode, dude. You're freaking babies.
Fucking dope.
But yeah, that's what, do something like that, And,
brown bag wedding planners.
So yeah, something like that, And then a couple freaking Roman candles at the end. Oh, dude.
You're going to put the people that forsook Jesus at the end of your wedding? Those Romans?
Washed my hands, dude. I'm good.
The Pontius Pilate, man.
Dang, dude. So yeah, that would be me, my wedding. So see, I don't know if that's like too manly of a wedding, dude. I think that would be a fun wedding,
Yeah, but again, we don't men don't seem to have a say in weddings, which that's an empowerment move we need to start soon.
Yeah, dude, I want to have my
No.
fucking wedding.
Like, if it wasn't for us proposing, you're not going to get married, so we should be able to decide. Yeah, we don't get down on the one knee, you're not getting that wedding.
You get me
There's
that
gotta be a
diamond ring on my
compromise.
finger. You know what I mean? I want to be iced out, baby. Who's gonna ice me out? You know what I mean?
Stay flossing, people. With that being said, let's jump over to the unsolved mysteries of the internet. Which I don't have we had that in a while, or did we?
I don't know. Have we?
Oh, I
he
forgot
hasn't
you're in
done-
hysterectomy.
He's hysterected me, dude. So
Got your guts ripped out.
honestly, you know, I hope Javi that you're doing better. Cynthia, I love you too. I miss you guys a little bit. Haven't seen you for like 2 weeks. So
I haven't seen Cynthia ever, so shout out to you for supporting. And Javi, miss you, buddy. Question, unsolved questions of the internet. It's what is good as a hobby, but terrible as a profession.
What's a profession?
Yeah, so what is good as a hobby, but terrible as a profession? I could argue to say most things that are hobbies would probably suck as professions because they probably require a high skill set in order to make a lot of money. On top of requiring a really high skill set, there's probably a huge learning curve to understand the business and maneuver your way through the business. But things that automatically stick out to me would be like video games. Because I play video games recreationally. I never played it. I mean, I was serious about playing it, but I wasn't serious about, oh, I have to win. I just always wanted to play it when I was in high school.
Like in Korea and stuff, South Korea, where they
They dominate.
they live there.
They literally dominate the gaming scene. But I have a buddy who worked with someone who I think was a Street Fighter 4 was the game that he was a professional in. He placed, I want to say, like 6th or 5th place in a Vegas tournament in one weekend. Ended up winning $75K. But he told my friend, he goes, because he worked part-time, and my buddy goes, how do you afford to just work on the part-time? Because I know your wages. He goes, oh, I'm a professional video game player. I play anywhere from 9 to 11 hours a day. The same game. That would just like ruin it for me. I get the logistics behind it, but for me, that would ruin it all for me.
Yeah,
So
dude, I haven't played video games since like the last time we played the golf game, which was what, like a month ago or
probably
2 months ago. Yeah, and after that, I was like, I got way into it. And then the last time I turned the PlayStation on, dude, I think I told you, it's like software update, game update. I was like, dude, turn off, dude, I'm done.
That happened to me because I play Call of Duty. I played it like almost every weekend for maybe 3 hours, and then I think it's a good balance, just 3 hours a weekend. But I went 2 to 3 months without playing it. There was all these like multiple updates, and then I played a few rounds with my buddies. I'm like, no. I mean, it's fine. I enjoy it still, but I think it's like pretty distracting for me. I have other things that I need to make sure I focus on. But
Now a profession, I'm not sure if this would be
chef.
like.
I love to cook, but I wouldn't want to cook as a profession.
See, because sometimes I would want to be a chef, but then just imagine, because you know how sometimes when you're cooking here at home and you get your forehead starts to get oily from just like stirring, you know, being in front of the pan, and you feel so gross, you know, you have to shower after you cook for a long time.
And you're just cooking for a couple people at most.
Yeah.
Like if you're having people constant, and obviously you have your sous chefs, you have a line that works the food, but at the same time, there's the level of expectation for quality. There is people that are like, let me speak to your chef. This is made poorly. The food gets sent back. Maybe for good reasons. Other times, obviously not. They're just being extra picky. There's just like a lot on a chef's plate. The prep work that goes into it. So like people think about the cooking. There's prepping. Then there is the service. And then there's like, I don't know what they call it, but I'm going to call it the clean down, the wipe down.
Right? A little boozy.
Yeah, the little boozy. Wipe me down. That independent shit that you got to keep doing after people leave. Like a chef, I imagine, works probably 12 to 13 hours a day. Which if I were to be a chef or own a restaurant, like actually one thing I want to do at some point maybe would be kind of cool is like own a bakery. But mine would be I'm only open maybe like 5 hours to the public and then I shut down. Right? So that I don't have to have employees staffed for 13 hours of the day. I don't have to be there 20 hours a day. It's just, okay, we show up, we prep, and by the time 3 to 4 o'clock rolls around, we're all done. We can go back to our normal lives and live. So I think baking would be kind of dope.
See, I was thinking more of like weird ones. You know, I was thinking maybe like which hobbies. Like I was thinking like playing like kickball or something like that. You know what I mean? If that was a profession. Because it's like, I know sports are a profession, but something like as obnoxious as kickball,
Yeah, I mean,
where you had to
hey,
play.
they've got people throwing granite rocks that weigh like 60 pounds down ice with some brooms. Okay, so if that can make it, kickball seems like a better game.
You're playing kickball, freaking with but you're an adult,
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's my profession. It's like you're stressing out over a game. You can't even predict anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There might be one, dude. The ball, you kick a kick, one of those bouncy balls, dude. You didn't even know half the time where it's gonna go.
Imagine the pressure of being a professional Jenga player.
Oh,
You're just like pushing sticks.
yeah. See, because now it's like when you're playing, like you, it's like happy when it falls. Like, ah!
Yeah, it's fun.
But if your life depended on it, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, like the top earner gets 30,000 a year. Just like the number one player at Jenga.
Or like a bird watcher. You know what I mean? That's like somebody's hobby. A bird watcher. But then what if it's your profession, dude?
Yeah.
And you're waiting for like one bird that, only appears like.
Yeah,
like
and how do you win? Oh, I saw it.
Yeah.
How do you just... Oh, I saw the bird, I win.
Like, you literally can't even take a shit if that was your profession, dude. You're looking for this magical.
You're just wearing Depends and going as you move along.
bird. Yeah, you're like, I can't miss it. Dude, you pee, you squint. That bird could be gone, bro.
Dude, man, you could just get like 3 cameras and somehow light it up so you're just like holding them. I would like throw a grenade because that big loud sound is going to make the birds
Scare the
fly.
birds.
Yeah, and then you just... And you know how they can take... I don't know what they take now. 10 pictures per quarter second, right? And you just pray you get it. You hear the shutters go crazy. You're like, oh, yep, look, right here, I got it. That's all I would do. I'd win every time.
Yeah, you keep doing that everywhere. The whole fucking place would be demolished, dude.
Dude, it'd start looking like the Amazon forest.
Oh, yeah, dude. Fucking no trees, nothing, dude.
No.
No animals left, dude.
I'd go Yosemite Sam on those hoes.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Dude, have you ever had an IV hooked up to you? To like hydrate?
And then you taste it? Remember that?
Yeah, and then for me, I don't know if this is the experience you had. Like, I've never felt more hydrated in my life, right? It felt like I felt like 50 pounds lighter. And like I felt
like a pep to your step, like.
Yeah, and I also felt like it was... I'm trying to describe what I felt. Like, I remember, like I have the feeling now when I, like, kind of imagine it. Like, if there's a light breeze, like, you know how water, like, is very cool, mostly to the touch? Like, unless it's super hot, it doesn't get hot, right? Like, it's kind of just cool.
Yeah.
My body was, like, in a natural state of feeling cool.
Just feeling the
Yeah,
the drizzle.
Like, yeah. It was strange.
Dude,
it was weird.
Sometimes, you know how they have, like, the portable IVs now? You can call and they'll, like, IV you?
Yeah, for, like, hangovers or...
Yeah.
Colds and like flus and stuff.
Sometimes I wanted to try that, but I'm kind of scared of needles now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know if I could do it, Just
I'm not scared of needles. I've always like wanted to... I mean, I don't want to make up like what I'm going to inject, but I wanted to see if I could find like electrolytes and things like that. Like, so when I have the flu or a cold, to feel the difference. Because I mean, there's obviously a difference because your body's like not getting what it needs. So if you're just injecting it straight to your vein...
As long as it's not Clorox, because that's
Dude,
the same idea that Trump
sometimes.
had. You know what I mean?
That you got to clean out your bloodstream sometimes, and quite frankly, that's not bad. Get some midichlorians in your system, right?
But I wonder if, as dumb as that sounded, if it was like something that makes sense to the doctors. Because to me, I would kind of, it's like along the same lines of what you're asking. It's like, yeah, why don't you make some sort of concoction you can IV and it'll just like clean yourself out, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be Clorox. It's gonna be something else that's medical.
Dude, Mr. Clean.
Yeah, but it could just like clean you out, you know what I mean?
Dude, there's got to be a lot of things. I mean, science, like
things medicine, that we can't afford, probably. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's like, what was that cocktail when it's like everybody was still, like COVID was still pretty high. They had the Regeneron, They're like, dude, they gave Trump the everybody's like, ooh, Trump's gonna die. Everybody was celebrating.
Yeah.
And they're like, we just hooked up Trump with Regeneron. You're like, damn, bro, he came back stronger, dude.
Dude, well, because my brother and I hunt, and I remember being on a deer hunt, like my first deer hunt, and he had like, of course, a first aid kit, and then there's this like, I forget the name of it, but if you get a gun wound, it's like what the military pours in to like help seal the wound.
Oh wow!
So that you can like survive longer to get actual medical attention. And I go, he's like explaining it to me, and he's excited about it, and I go, if I get shot, shoot me again to make sure that I'm out of my misery. I don't need this black gunpowder poured into a wound that's probably already hurting. Put me out of my misery. It's weird, but I mean that does help. Say like stops the bleeding. It like temporary. I don't know if it it just fills it so you don't bleed out.
Dude,
Yeah,
but by
imagine-
then you have so much. Dude, your body's so crazy because you would have so much adrenaline.
Yeah, they
probably
probably
to,
don't feel it.
for you to last until you make it to the hospital. You know what I
Very
mean?
likely, yeah.
It's like when you got to take a dump. Like you're driving, and you're okay holding it, but you start looking at roads that are familiar to you. You know?
And you're like, I know I can go to a gas station and take
like,
a shit.
Like it's starting to get harder to hold, you know. Then you get like 3 streets away from you. You're like, dude, I can't. You see your house, dude, and you know what I mean. It's like it's so hard. Each, you know,
It's because your brain knows I'm about to be relieved, so it stops holding it.
Yeah, but it's just like that feeling. You know what I mean?
Scary.
But also, why is there not a drink or anything called Regeneron already? Because that sounds dope. You know what I mean?
It's called Gatorade, man. I'm kidding.
Yeah, but you know, but if something was called Regeneron. Dude, what are you doing? Oh, I'm sipping some Regeneron.
It's basically a liquid multivitamin.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Dude, I would want that, a Regeneron. Dude, get me some of that, dude.
If Jordan had that on the food poisoning night, which by the
That's
way,
probably what he
I
took,
said that
dude.
for years. You remember me saying that? I'm like, listen, I'm a huge Jordan fan. I idolize the guy. But I go, there's no fucking way he played through a flu. No one plays through a flu. If you have the flu, you're in bed. There's no man or woman alive, or whatever you identify as, who has the flu and can get up and do normal work. Forget playing in the NBA.
48 minutes.
Like I accept a cold. Yeah, you can play through a cold. I've played through cold. I mean, I'm not an NBA athlete, but like the flu, you're done. You're out.
So what do you think he had?
Well, no, they've admitted he had food poisoning.
Food poisoning? Oh,
Yeah.
but then they blame it on Utah. Oh, they gave him a poisoned pizza
Yeah,
or something like that, right?
Listen, you just probably decided that he was probably gambling. He probably got
Yeah, you see the
tipsy.
documentary, dude. He's like,
He's a notorious gambler.
Yeah.
He probably just spent the night smoking a lot, drinking a lot, which doesn't make you feel good. Then he ate something super greasy, which probably didn't sit well in his stomach. It had nothing to do with like someone food poisoning him to help increase the chances of Utah winning. Get out of here.
yeah. Plus, dude, I don't even know, dude.
But yeah, I mean, when I saw that, I texted like 7 people. I was like, see, I've been saying this whole time he didn't have the flu. So thank you, Last Dance.
And that documentary, dude, it was cool just to see how much people would freak out for him. But, dude, more people would freak out for Michael Jackson. Let's be honest, okay? Than Michael Jordan.
I don't think a celebrity will ever be as famous as Michael Jackson was. No one.
Dude,
There's
he'd
not a
just
single
stand
celebrity.
there and people would freak out, pass out, and he hadn't even said a word. You know what I mean?
Dude, he had middle-aged heterosexual men going nuts, hysteric when they'd see him.
Yeah, like, because, dude, I don't know, dude. Dude, I'm not sure if I told you, but they had Michael Jackson impersonators in Mexico City, dude. And we went to a Michael Jackson impersonator concert
Yeah.
because we couldn't see Michael Jackson, dude. And that thing was packed to see a Mexican do the moonwalk, dude. Because they didn't have, they didn't have that in Mexico. Only like one guy in Mexico City knew how to dance like Michael Jackson, and now he's like Michael Jackson of Mexico, dude.
Dude, everyone knows at least one Michael Jackson song, probably 5. Everyone.
Oh yeah, dude. Mine, I like the Free Willy song, dude.
That's my favorite one. It's called Will You Be There?
Will you be there?
Dude, how funny, because he spent a lot of his life saying he has the I'll Be There as Jackson 5. Damn it, now I'm thinking of all the songs. Like, he was like providing support. What are some of the other songs?
What do you say? I want you
I'll Be
back.
There,
ABC.
I
Which
Want
ones
You-
are you talking about?
Like, the message was like he's there to support us. So I told this to a friend, like a coworker, as a joke, but it really made her sad. She was like, think of all these songs he had where he's like supporting his fans. Then he makes the Will You Be There, which is like a cry for help. And then like a
Oh.
decade later, he dies. I was like, he was always there for us, but we were never there for him. It was like a joke, but I
nobody
didn't
was there,
realize how
yeah.
like deep it was. And it made her really sad. And she like started crying. She's like, oh my God, that's so true. It's like, whoa, that's just a
You
joke.
started crying?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Well, because you know me, like I'll tell a
Yeah.
story. Like there was more to it. I was like,
He's like, oh, it was just cry for help. You
yeah.
know, he
And
was. saying,
I'm upset at myself for not even knowing because I'm a huge Michael
he said he's
Jackson
only
fan.
human. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm only human.
Yeah. Damn, dude. So, well, R.I.P. to Michael Jackson, dude. But, dude, I always think about like Michael Jackson, who'd probably still be super famous or canceled.
Dude, literally the greatest like artist of all time. The greatest.
All his performances were cool. You know what I mean?
Well, he contributed to every aspect of his art. Like he helped compose the music. He helped write the lyrics. He helped produce it. He helped choreograph it. Like everything that he did, he had a hand in.
Now, who do you think would be cooler, Biggie or Tupac? right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Are you talking about appealing to the masses or objectively who I think like myself would?
Yeah, just like your reason why, like,
I think
which,
Tupac would be more famous
yeah,
because I've mentioned this before. I mean, not on this podcast, but like California has the most populous state. Like it's the most, and they always stand behind their artists. Like whereas New York, there's always beefs, so you always get a split, right? I think Tupac would be bigger because he was also getting into movies. So I think that people who even wouldn't listen to his music would just know him from movies. It's almost like DMX, right? Like there are people who have seen DMX in movies and maybe they wouldn't listen to his music, but they're like, oh, I know who DMX is because he's in this movie with Jet Li. But I think Tupac would be bigger
yeah.
or more popular, I guess.
I think, I don't know, because I think it might be Biggie. I always think it might be Biggie.
Why?
Just because I always think his personality, like Tupac, I think Biggie could be more like bubbly. You know what I mean? Like
He'd be more charming for sure.
Yeah, he'd be like way more funny than Tupac, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Tupac's like, oh, you bitch ass, blah blah. But Biggie, he's like smooth. You know, he knows how to crack jokes. Like I think he would be more. I think he would give me like a East Coast like Snoop Dogg vibe now.
It's fair to say.
Where he can still be like in a lot of cool commercials and just say like funny one-liners and stuff like that, and
Okay.
just be like everywhere. And he would be, I think, especially now, I think he would be better at features than Tupac. Like
Absolutely, I
Tupac would
agree.
be
I fully
cool,
agree.
but like West Coast, it's not that cool anymore. Like gangster rap is not that cool, and
No.
Biggie was already doing more like poppy stuff. You know what I mean?
He was funny. He was charming with like the I got a story to tell. It's like a pretty funny
Yeah.
story. He had a lot of different styles. He had the party anthems.
So I think now like he could be like on features and be like, oh, you got Biggie on your.
Yeah, I prefer Biggie over Tupac, but I still think Tupac would be more popular.
Because I would normally pick like now probably Tupac over Biggie, but like if they were still alive, I would pick Biggie over Tupac. I just
Okay,
think he would
yeah.
still be
That makes sense.
just because just his flow is just like, you know, more people would want him on his on their records. You know what I mean? I think, you know, he's like, oh, you got a Biggie verse? Can you imagine?
So here's the
He's
other
gonna
thing.
rap on a trap beat, dude. Biggie
Yeah.
and Tupac, dude, come on.
Do you think that they only got as big because they died?
No, I
You know what I
don't
mean? Like,
I
they're-
don't think so, dude. Because I think they were just like
You don't think their deaths like made them more popular?
no, because I think they have that kind of like it factor. Because there's like that thing with like rappers too, you know. Because there's
Yeah.
like Drake, you know what I mean? Like when he came out, I was like, oh, dude, I don't think this guy's cool. But then he's like he becomes like where you're like, okay, this is
Well,
like
he
the
dropped
guy.
the Thank Me Later, and I'm like, this
You know what I mean?
fantastic album.
You're like, okay, this guy. And same with like JC, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
once like when I heard the Black album, you know, that was like when I was like, all right, dude, this guy's like, you can't even mess with him. You know what I mean? He's like official, like and there were like other people like
Even Wayne, like when Wayne was on his
exactly
shit,
when
man.
you're like
when Wayne was on his shit, he was untouchable.
yeah, when you're like so you see Lil Wayne like when he's like on Soldier, you know what I mean? He's like barely kind of coming up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, okay, dude, this guy's just like he's got like I mean, it's almost like when you can tell with like a basketball player, like, okay, this is like LeBron James, you know, this is Kevin Durant. Like, I think with rappers, you can tell
That's
that,
fair.
you know, where it's like, oh, this is Drake, you know what I mean? And the thing with me, like, I mean, on Drake's podcast, he was talking about like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. I think that's like maybe James Harden, you know what I mean? Kevin Durant and LeBron, you know, maybe Steph Curry are still like, psh. But then you got, I mean, I think even James Harden might be too high. Maybe, you know, he would be like Jokic or something like that. You know what I mean?
Jason
Or,
Tatum.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like it would
Yeah.
be like it wouldn't be like the top 5, like where or
Fair.
basketball players. You know what I mean?
Sure, I see what you mean.
Which maybe in rap he is like in the top 5 of rappers right now. But if I'm comparing him to basketball players, I don't think he would be
Who, Kendrick or J. Cole?
either
Or
one
both.
of them. Yeah. So if I compared him like that, like basketball wise, I don't think like either of them would be like a LeBron or a Steph or
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But I think like Biggie and Tupac, like even from when they died, they were always like you watch their videos and you're like, oh, they're really cool. DMX, R.I.P. Like I knew he was like that level, but he was not like
I equated DMX as like and not blasphemy, so hear me out. He was like what Tupac was to the West as far as his energy. That's what people were driven to, right? Like West Coast always is drawn to energy, and Tupac had that energy factor. Like it wasn't particularly about his lyrics, it was just about his presence and how he came across on a song. DMX was that for the East Coast. Like he was just very raw. You could feel like his energy, his grittiness through the music. So I don't know. That's
yeah. So I think I don't know. I think I would take I think both of those guys would be
still whatever.
Yeah, because they're just like that factor where they're like entertaining. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because even Snoop Dogg, like Snoop Dogg, you look at his old stuff and he was always like kind of entertaining. You know, there was like something about him.
Sure.
Same with like Nate Dogg. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, everybody like Nate Dogg. He's like cool. He just like doesn't talk that much. He knows how to sing good. But then you look at like the other guys like that I like too, like Warren G or you know those other rappers from the West Coast. You're like even Ice Cube. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't think of him like, oh, dude, Ice Cube's like this, you know, like super cool. You know what I mean? He's just like he's just like a rapper, you know. So yeah, R.I.P. to Ice Cube, dude. Freaking got canceled for.
He melted all this global warming.
Oh yeah, trying to make the platinum plan or whatever. Remember that?
Yeah.
Dude, call it something else, bro.
Same with Ice-T. He's now Hot Brew, I think is what they call him.
Oh yeah.
Fucking global warming.
Scorching hot, dude.
Yeah.
Now Cold Red, what is it?
Scalding tea.
Dude, Cold Red, it's literally they were ahead of their time, dude. Honestly.
Dude, Code Red, Mountain Dew.
You know. It just went from dew to Code Red. Real global warming right there, dude.
They were trying to warn us ahead of time.
But you got anything for wholesome advice or anything you want to say? Anything you want to?
I remember.
I mean, I think we're around the time for wholesome advice.
I think so. We are too. Good call. I mean, I guess with this whole water drinking thing, drink more water if you're not. I believe the math is this. It was whatever your kilograms are, whatever you weigh, multiply by 7, and then divide that by 250 because milliliters. And this is funny because I'm talking to Americans, and Americans don't use the metric system. We use the imperial system, but I'm familiar with the metric system. And then if you divide whatever your kilograms multiplied by 7, and I think it's divide by 250, it tells you in ounces or in milliliters what you should drink. I could be wrong.
I think the easy way that you guys can maybe do it, it's like, I think it's like 10 ounces per pound that you weigh.
There you go. Whatever.
And I think that's what it is.
Do that. I mean, that's easier math for you if you're like, we don't talk about the metric system.
Yeah.
America.
Dude, one time we were talking about the metric system in school just before I do my wholesome advice, and my science teacher was a nerd. He's the one that liked cows. And he was calling it the Sistema Internacional. You know, that's the metric.
International system.
And then he did the other one, the U.S. system or whatever that one was.
It's called the imperial system.
I told the guy, it's like, I made this joke. We were talking about units, you know, like this is a metric unit. This is a whatever unit. And I told him, hey, I measure my unit in meters. That's what I told him. Dude, all the kids, they got it. You know what I mean? They started laughing. And he's like, oh, because you're Mexican, huh? Freaking nerd. I was talking about my unit. But my wholesome advice, dude, it's probably, dude, relax. Because I told my friend people were being racist. And then they talk shit because she was wearing a mask inside. You know what I mean? Mind you, she's already been vaccinated. She's just wearing a mask, you know what I mean, to be courteous, bro.
I like people because they're like, listen to the CDC. The CDC has now said if you are vaccinated, you can look this up on the website. They have a graph, like, or grid, whatever, showing you if you're vaccinated. It has this whole column on, like, if you're indoors, if you're at a church gathering, a school, no mask. You can literally not wear a mask. So I like all these people that were always telling me, because they always thought I was an anti-masker. I'm just like, no, I will wear the mask. I just don't care to wear one, right? Like, I don't care. Like, if I get it, I get it. And I'm not being reckless or whatever. But anyways, they were jamming that down everyone's throat. Listen to CDC. This is science. This is science. Well, the same department that gave you the science you so wholeheartedly believe now tell you if you're fully vaccinated, forget the mask. But these people that are fully vaccinated are like, nope, I'm going to keep wearing the mask.
I was saying my friend was wearing her mask still, you know, just being courteous. Okay. So she's not.
I'm not saying her.
No, okay.
I'm saying just people in general. If you're one of those.
She's just wearing her mask, being courteous, goes in there. Now, me, I'm still courteous because here's my thing where the mask stands. If I go to a store where the employees are still required to wear the mask, I'll wear the mask.
Yeah, I do too.
Because I will feel like a dick that they don't get to take their mask off and serve me.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
So then I just do it for respect that they have to endure still serving me a meal with the mask.
I do the same.
It's like those guys are not bitching about it. I'll wear a mask, you know what I mean, there at the establishment. But no, this guy, you know, it's like Chase is following her and just like harassing her. You're like, oh, what are you doing, you fucking sheep, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, dude, just calm down. You know what I mean? The thing, and I brought this wholesome advice up a little bit earlier when COVID started, I feel like, but it's stop thinking that you're a patriot. You know what I mean? You're so American.
You're not Mel
because
Gibson.
You didn't wear a mask, or now, oh, you didn't get the vaccine. You know what I mean? Or you're so American because, oh, you're not a sheep. You're woke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ. So yes, just stop harassing people, dude. And why are you guys so angry? You know what I mean?
Well, I get angry because I was harassed about like listening to CDC guidelines, which I followed.
No, but you don't take your anger out on people. That's
No,
what, that's what
not.
that's
Yeah.
my wholesome. I was like, why are you guys so angry at other people?
Yeah.
Why is somebody that else is wearing a mask is triggering you? I like wearing a mask. I might keep wearing a mask because guess what? I can go to Target now and not feel suspect.
That's true.
Okay? I put my mask on. Before, if I was in a relationship, I can go to Target. You know what I mean? I'm good. I have to go with my significant other. But now if I go there by my own, and they're like, dude, what's going on? I mean, now that I got the proper shoes, you know what I mean? I can rep. You know what I mean?
Represent.
But now I can go with my mask. Oh, guess what? Before, if kids were embarrassed, I remember when I first had to buy condoms when I was a kid, I was embarrassed. Now you just put on your mask. Who's gonna know you're fucking nobody, dude?
The nobody.
You know? So that's what's nice about the mask. I like wearing the mask for that.
For the anonymity.
Oh yeah, dude, I freaking buy, what else could I buy? Dude, I bought tampons, you know what I mean? Because I had a nosebleed. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to see other people, now they're saying, oh, he's buying them for, he's got a girlfriend. No, my nose was bleeding, you know what I mean? So I just put my mask on, I went to Incredible, I can go to so many other stores where I want to conceal my identity, where before I was not cool enough, or comfortable enough exploring. I have my mask.
Dude, imagine being
incognito, dude.
Imagine working at a bank. Because if someone came with their face covered, you knew they were going to rob it. And now they went a whole year having to get used to people covering their faces.
You know? But, dude, if anybody could tell a criminal by their eyes, it's
a banker.
You know what I mean?
True.
I mean, they would probably... If it was bankers...
They look at themselves in the mirror every day. Yeah. Come on, bankers.
Bankers versus ninjas. Bankers win, dude.
Dude, the banker sees a criminal every time they stare in a mirror. Crooks. I'm kidding. If you're a banker, thank you for keeping the
with those,
FDIC.
What is it? Predatorial interest charges. What the fuck? You got bad credit. Get out of here, dude. You know what
Remember
I mean?
FDIC. Oh, you're gonna back me up? What do they back up? $200,000.
Oh, dude, that was around. Dude. Now it's only like $30K, bro. Dude, most banks, dude. So yeah, just stay broke. Spend all your money on Comic-Con freaking costumes, dude. But I think that's it. You got anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you for listening. Subscribe, share with anyone who may like it.
And this is your boy Jose Beefy
and the Butter Pecan Puerto Rican host.
And we'll catch you later.
Take care.